Welcome back to a new episode of the Impcat Show. I'm your host Shamin. I have three guests, and from my right,
my name is Aurelia. I am a final year political science student, Maseno University.
I go as Haj Abdikarim. I do call myself as Ambassador Haj. I'm a final year media student, and also one of the aspiring leaders, and someone who has been largely involved in the campus politics, particularly in Maseno University.
Okay, I don't have as many titles. I'm Elizabeth, a fellow student here, political science.
Today it's all about Maseno University leadership and the students' organization of the university. So what is Somu and what does it stand for?
To me, Somu is Students' Organization of Maseno University. It actually means that it's supposed to articulate the grievances of students and represent students to the administration, because the larger student body cannot actually all be involved in decision making and things like that.
SOMU is an initial that stands for Student Organization of Maseno University. As Aurelia said, it is a body that is concerned with student affairs. It is the leadership system of the students, a bridge between the administration and the student. So in SOMU, we normally elect our leaders who will act as our voices in the administration and also relay information from the administration. It is just a body that is concerned with the working relationship in the school.
Okay, I feel like it's the same line, it's like the same now. So I think you get the gist of what they're saying. It's the same thing I wanted to say. Yeah.
You say that Somu is a representative of the students. Do you think up to now it has represented the students like it's required?
Many people have different views concerning about the student representation, and I'm old enough in this university to maybe have gone through the system and different leaders, and I might tell you at times we had a better representation. Maybe at times we feel like, no, this is not what we deserve as students. So it depends. It depends with the kind of representation. Maybe you are asking me if it is maybe if I give you the history behind how the representation has been, the time from when I came to this university and up to now, I might say there's a lot of changes, taking into account even the matters of Duale Bill. So a lot has happened. I remember I came to this university when Fred Makajos was the student leader, and I might say at least I have tested a bit of his leadership, and for that short period that I have tested his leadership, then I can say Makajos was one good and vibrant leader who took student interests first before any other thing. Then later on we had Mike Odoyo. Mike Odoyo was not as vibrant as Makajos, but he had that humility, the humility perspective of him. So what I remember from Mike Odoyo is the humility part, but student representation was not at peak as when we had Fred Makajos. Then came George Sam. This is now, I think, whereby many things changed. It is during the reign of George Sam that the student representation really went down, as per my view, because somebody else might have a different view. Students have not gotten the better representation of it. The Secretary General and the chair merged, and we really felt like student representation went down. Then came the Shakespeare's reign. They just concluded elections that Shakespeare now is leaving office. William Opio, Shakespeare is the nickname we used to call him. This is now where I say like we have experienced one of the terrible student leadership in my opinion. That is, yeah. And now we have the new student elect who are in the system, and we are hoping for the better. Maybe things will change. Nothing is permanent. Nothing is cast on a stone.
And what is your view, Aurelia?
So at some point, yes, and at some point, no. That is like my own view. I feel like there's been a disconnect between student representatives and the students themselves. In a way, it's like we've turned it into a boardroom thing, and you don't come back to the students and say these are the options on the table, and we can either go this way or this way. We usually just wait for the decision at the end of the day. So I feel like we are representing, we cannot say student representation when it is just a view of a small portion of students that actually form the final decision. That is my take. Yeah.
Okay. My take is there is no information whatsoever that is given to the students. There's this new constitution I hear in Somu. Have you heard of it?
I have.
No. Have you heard of it?
I haven't even seen the old constitution.
Exactly. So
and there's a
what
new one.
I'm saying is,
Why not asking me?
Because you've definitely seen it.
So what I'm saying is information inafika mahali and then haikuji kwa wananchi. Okay. The students generally they don't get information. If you don't have information, of course you do not have your power. And what's the point of the democratic system, governance in campus if you do not have the power as the student? That's my take. So conclusion is Somu has really failed us. That's my conclusion.
I want to reiterate on what she said.
Okay.
Actually, the flow of the information may not be as good as, I agree with them, may not be as good as what they have said, but I also differ maybe in a bit like, politics, you must get involved in this game. You cannot say you love politics and then you sit back and watch others play it. Like for the new constitution, all those who are interested, who are seriously interested in leadership and Maseno politics, they have it.
But
like I have it.
Sorry.
No,
but
we
I
are
Wait,
interested.
no.
We are interested. But sasa shida ni inakuja, but there's the new constitution, but you don't relay the message. Ata hakuna CPP.
Imagine even the Kenyan constitution itself, it says access to information. It doesn't say you only access information if you're interested.
Yeah.
There's no interested party. We are all students, and by virtue of that, you should avail all that information to me. After all, I pay Somu fees.
Yeah, whether I like it or not.
Why? That is my own way of participating. So avail that information to me. Help me make better and informed decisions for the betterment of my institution. That is my point.
So does that qualify Somu as a deadbeat organization?
Okay, not exactly. I want to say what wako Somu, those individuals that are in Somu are failing us. Not the organization itself, because you can objectives and aims and whatever and purpose.
So the people
but the people who are in seat, my God, how? I'm so disappointed.
They let us down,
Yeah.
Because an organization is just a shell without the people in them. Yeah, so yeah.
How seems to differ?
I can't say it's on a deathbed, but it is slowly inclining towards what you just said.
But from the trajectory in your December, Haj.
No, I was interjecting from the information part of it. The constitution, actually, it's out, and but the flow of the information is not there. Just like what she has said. When this constitution was reviewed, it was reviewed when students were not in school. The students were not in school. A few individuals picked themselves and went to review it, right? But our views were collected before the public noticed that a student should bring their views. Even it was on the notice board. Maybe if they didn't, so
where the problem is.
Haji,
by the way, where are we
as
supposed
a
to access
leader,
our
you should
information?
know your citizens. Yes.
Yes.
Unajua the way they think and the way they want to
operate
their grievances.
Yes.
Do you think students will go to the notice board specifically kuona ati kulikuwa na kitu kama ya kwenda kuangalia story za
We have social media. We have WhatsApp.
Yeah, reach them where
You
you think they will be.
There's an organization for student class reps. Why didn't you use those class reps to give that information to us? And you're saying a few individuals selected themselves and went to review the constitution.
This is too harsh. You've seen the Somu leadership since across 4 years, right? So do you think the newly elected leaders will be different from the ones you've seen?
You know one thing, Shamin, we always elect leaders on hope. We have seen very good people becoming bad. We have seen bad people becoming good. In politics, anything can happen at any moment. So we do elect these guys on hope. It's now the newly elect, we believe that we have given them the mandate to represent us, and it is our hope that they are going to represent us. Some of them, previously we gave them the mandate, but others went and served their interest and left. So what I can say about this new regime is that has been just elected the other day, is that we are having a hope in them that they are going to deliver, and students majorly have great hope in them.
Okay. What do you have to say about tribalism and voting along tribal affiliations in Maseno? Is it there or is it not there?
Okay, looking at the history generally, those who have been like leaders have been like from one tribe. Sorry to say, the Luo. I think the main reason why they are the leaders who are elected is because other tribes like the Kikuyu and the Kambas don't exactly like wanaji what?
They're not okay.
Exactly, they're not standing, they don't want, okay, no, exactly, they don't want the seats, but it's for the reason that it has been historically proven that only the Luo people stand, and we don't know the reason behind that. I cannot say like I know the reason behind that like kabisa, but if the trajectory is like Luo people becoming leaders, that means there's something wrong, and of course I will take on that there is tribalism in Maseno.
I would like to say something. Student organization of any university it represents the nationality. Student organization represents the face of an institution. And about tribalism part, majorly this is a problem in the entire continent. Africans, we are very much tribal. We're very much inclined to our tribes. Come to Kenya now. I think Kenya is among even the leading countries when we come to the tribalism part of it. And so this is the society. We have been affected by the society that we live in. We do organize ourselves in religious sect. Others organize themselves along tribal line. We identify ourselves in many different things. More so in Maseno University, you will find that people identify themselves in the area they come from. Like those who come from maybe the other side, there are some part, the Luos and all those who are around. There's the Muswepa, there's the Mulembe house. There are many houses, Sirikwa, Mumbi house for Kikuyu, Sirikwa for Kalenjins. So these are people try to identify themselves with what is happening around, and then trying to get
but not politically.
So most personally, I won't blame anything around even the student of Maseno University, because this is what society has engineered us to think. Like, but this time I'm seeing a change of face a bit, because they just elected student leader, the chairperson, that is for that matter, is not from the community that used to produce the chairperson. So I say like it is all about how you play your cards, and also how people identify themselves with your manifesto. If you sell your agenda as well, you will sell through, even though there is that. Even to say so, Junet Mohammed is a Somali.
Yeah.
But where is he now a leader? In Migori, Suna constituency, right?
Yeah.
So it is about also how you sell your manifesto, not entirely the tribal perspective or maybe even the region.
And Aurelia?
I feel like the situation is not only unique to Maseno universities. I think it's been engineered in us and as society as a whole. There's some places where you'll go and vie and they'll tell you you cannot stand, you cannot like manifest or like give your candidature to these people, specifically because there are people from that tribe who are supposed to take up those leadership positions. So we cannot say it is not unique, and it is unique to Maseno University. And when we are in a region that is dominantly Luo and Luya, and people from other tribes might feel as though we are not in our space. So that is what like maybe keeps most of them from vying. So I cannot say like it is purely ethnic. It's just that fear and like the way our national politics also runs, so that has an impact on campus politics as well. Yeah.
We're coming to the end of the discussion, and I just want our guests to say their comments on generally university politics, politics in the country, just anything.
Okay, my take is politics is a circle between like the national politics and the campus politics. Campus politics feeds from national politics, same as national politics feeding from campus politics, because there's a lot of similarities. I have not found like a major difference. Mainly similarities. So if we want a change, I think those people should be separate. Those things should be separate.
All I can say is that politics and leadership are two different things. Politics brings about leaders. You are only a politician maybe before you are being elected. When you get into an office, you are now a leader. The leadership begins. So all what I can tell our student body and the student fraternity is that leadership is the knowing of the existence of resource and then finding ways to control this resource for the benefit of the people. So we should not settle for what is available. Remember, we are in an environment whereby we have so many people than even some of our constituencies back at home. So when you are a leader in an institution like Maseno University, you are capable of leading people, more people than you are capable of leading people in even other places. So we should bring sanity into our politics, campus politics, and the leadership system, and a leadership system that works for the interest of the student and not for the self-interest. That's all I can say.
Just like Liz has said, campus politics actually has a very large impact on national politics. The patterns are the same, and if we can be able to get it right this time when we're in campus, then maybe we can also have an impact on national politics, and we can be able to actually select leaders who work for the benefit of the community.
So thank you for the panel that we have just had behind me here. So wait for the next episode that's about to come. It's going to be hot, late. So for our viewers, you can subscribe on our channel at YouTube, The Impcat Show, and always be ready for more and more topics that are hot and educative.